going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Down South Up North. Hope you guys are having a good Tuesday. Matt, our teams faced off on Sunday, dude. My heart rate was like this all weekend, dude. Georgia and then Falcons, bunch of sports going on. But how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, dude. Yesterday I took the whole day, just kind of cleared my mind. I woke up and it was memes galore. Probably the most memes I've received on a Monday all season, which was weird to me because they lost like 150-0 against the Lions. They've looked way worse in the past. But yeah, it was interesting. I guess everybody chose up and woke up and chose violence against Matt. But here I am. I'm back. I'm not afraid to show my face after my team once again loses in the fashion that they did. But I'm excited, dude. Let's get right into it.
Wasting no time, get straight into the athletic alert. Now, right now, we're not going to talk about our matchup between our two teams. We're going to go to another team in the NFC South, the Saints. Let's just paint the picture a little bit here. They start off the season 2-0. Like, they belt to ass against the Panthers. Then they beat the Cowboys, and everyone's like, holy shit, dude. They're going to be legit.
Super Bowl. Dude, I was calling for Kamara to win MVP.
Bro, I was seeing Super Bowl pick for Saints, and then they lose 7 straight. And in their game Sunday afternoon against the Panthers, Derek Carr threw a very sketchy ball. People, sports fans or football fans, call it a hospital ball. And Michael Thomas wasted no time, went straight to Twitter. I'll just read off some tweets. Was this first one before the hospital ball? He said they fired.
I believe it was all. And for those who don't know, Michael Thomas, former Saints wide receiver. No.
Dude, he's still
or is
on
he technically on the team? Regardless, dude, he had a decent 2023, but after that 1 year where he broke the record, 2018, I believe, for most receptions in a single season. It's been straight downhill. He's been injured. I mean, the tweets, the response that he got was like, yo, this dude broke a finger typing all these tweets. But to answer your question, it was about 30 minutes of a stretch where he was just like tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet. And it was like the first or second quarter of the Panthers-Saints game, and he's just ripping his old quarterback. They've been teammates, and Derek Carr has not been the best quarterback, but hasn't been the worst. Kyle, he's like middle of the pack, I would say.
Yeah.
But unless I'm sleeping under a rock, I don't hear a lot of stories about Derek Carr being like a cancer to the locker room or disrespectful to his teammates or causing drama like that. So
no.
I don't know where all of this came from for Michael Thomas all at once.
It also surprised me too, because Sunday afternoon I'm just kind of relaxing, just watching the games, and then later that night or even Monday morning, dude, I checked my phone and it was just like Michael Thomas meme galore, dude. I'll read off some of his tweets. We'll probably throw up a image here. They fired all them coaches trying to cover up his flaws. He's still doing the same shit. Dude tried to lie and say I was jealous of them making Chris wide receiver 1 whole time. He can't even get him a decent ball. He need his ass whooped. That year, his buddy went first team All-Pro in 2022. He needed 180 targets just to catch 100 passes. He is ass on my granny. Dude, scary and panic and just throw the ball. Get him the F out of here. He's so ass. Then after that game, reporters are obviously going to ask Derek Carr about what Michael is saying. And Derek had a pretty classy response. He was like, dude, I never try to put my guys in harm's way. Like, that's just, shit happens, dude. And he was like, I don't know what I did to Michael. I've been nothing but nice to him. I've called him on multiple occasions. He's never really called me back. Didn't really have a great relationship with him. So I don't know where this came out of nowhere and just stuff along those lines. And Yeah, dude. They dropped the game 23-22. Um Bryce Young's second win as a starter
Yeah, yeah.
in 2
It's not like
years.
they lost to anybody, Kyle. They lost to the Carolina Panthers.
Who right now is the laughing stock of the league.
They are, and I think it's important to note like that tweet about his coaches was before that was on Sunday, whereas yesterday they let go of Dennis Allen after this horrendous 7 game losing streak. But to me, I'm asking the question like, what do we not know? What is going on in this Saints locker room? Right? They were 2-0. They were 2-0, averaging 40 plus a game. Like Kyle, you don't start the first 2 games of the season scoring 40 plus and then just instantly drop like a roller coaster. Um,
I
and I don't know. I mean, I know Olave's been banged up. This is now his 4th or 5th concussion, dating back to his college days at Ohio State. Um, Kamara's been healthy-ish. Uh, but I just don't know. I know they lost Rashid Heed to IR, but it just doesn't line up. Like, you don't go from scoring 40 plus to barely getting 3 touchdowns on the board.
to be honest, dude, I wish I had an answer for that. I don't, because like you just said, dude, they were dropping 40 points a game. Like they were firing on all cylinders. That defense looked really good. The offense was looking really good. And what happened? I don't honestly. I'm lost for words. I don't know. It has to be something behind closed doors. But the thing is, it's not like I was thinking of maybe one guy's not getting the ball and the other guy's pissed and it's just kind of starting a conflict, but that's not the case, dude. Kamara was getting a lot of touches and touchdowns. Uh, Shaheed was getting a lot of catches. Chris Olave was getting open.
Before he,
Taysom Hill was
yeah, before,
obviously in
yeah,
the mix at the goal line.
yep.
Like, I don't know what it could be, honestly. Maybe they just lost that rhythm. I don't know.
Yeah, but dude, it's one thing to go on like a 2 or 3 game losing streak, but they're at 7 now. After scoring like historic numbers in the first 2 weeks, and it's funny. I mean, you talked about closed doors. Did Michael Thomas just open a door that we don't know of?
Honestly, maybe because I mean I'm gonna go to another sport here. John Jones is a lot of people. He plays a good guy, but behind closed doors, he's a bad guy. I think Derek Carr's a good guy, but maybe that's like something we're seeing is Derek Carr. Maybe he just had a bad relationship with Michael Thomas and or maybe Michael Thomas just sees through Derek Carr. I don't know what it is.
Right.
Me personally, I think Derek said his character is good, but Michael Thomas, I don't know. Maybe he just sees through his lies, or he just wanted to start some shit to get his name back in the
Yeah,
mix
but dude, there's no way somebody just randomly in
out of nowhere.
right the first game in November. You've already had 2 months of football. It's not like he was doing week 1. I get it, right? Early September, I get it, but now it's the first game in November, and they're in a close game. I mean, it wasn't a blowout, right? I mean, Carr was doing everything he could to put him back in that game,
Yeah,
but it doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't.
and same here, dude.
But
I don't know.
it's
Uh,
like there needs to be answers now, right? Whoever the next head coach is, probably going to be interim. You know, it's probably going to be the offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator, whoever it is. But from this point forward, I think we really need to take our lens and zero in on the Saints organization to see what's really going on in there.
yeah, I agree. Cause I don't know, dude. I'm just like so many different like theories are going through my head right now. Like, is Michael Thomas just seeing through the facade that Derek Carr puts on, which I don't think is true, but maybe he just wanted to get his name back in the mix? Like, think about it. This dude hasn't played like consistent football since like 2018.
Right.
Ricky Pearsall gets shot in the offseason and he's playing.
Right.
Brian Robinson gets shot and he played. Like, dude, your toe hurts and your pinky hurt. Your pinky finger hurts. Come on, dude. Like, I don't know. That's the meme I've been seeing around Michael Thomas. But let's move on from the Saints. And actually, Matt, I'll let you introduce this new segment. Actually,
Yeah. I really hate doing this with the way the Cowboys have been playing, but basically, and I know we've been slacking on the middle of the week shows. We are recording on a Tuesday though, Kyle. We do have a Tuesday show, so
yeah, we do.
That is news. But basically, we're gonna be going over one game of the week, and to kick it off, why not do the Falcons and the Cowboys and say, all right, Kyle, what went up for the Atlanta Falcons, and of course down south, up north, what went down for the losing team? So we'll start with the ups because I am probably going to rant for about 20 minutes here. What went up for your Atlanta Falcons on Sunday and where they are in the season right now? I mean, you were talking about them earlier, so.
The ups, I mean, there's plenty. Kirk Cousins is finally getting into a rhythm as a quarterback. I mean, again, I'm not an NFL quarterback, but you need to get in a rhythm to just get that motion down, just firing the ball out of your hand, hitting the guy in stride, and that's what Kirko's been doing for the past like 2 or 3 weeks. Dude, that Achilles, like week 1 and week 2, it really showed that he is like still hurt. I mean, there's a difference between hurt and injured. He was hurt. He was hurting out there. Like he was a statue. Could not move in the pocket. Last week against the Bucks kind of get a little comeback of brewing, and Kirko runs for 14 yards and gets makes it like 3rd and 1 after a face mask or something. So against the Cowboys, dude, he got comfortable in the pocket, went 19 for 24, 220, 3 touchdowns, and he's looking confident, dude. That's what we needed. We needed a quarterback that was confident. And I'm just gonna stick with the whole offense, dude. The offense is eating. Bijan Robinson getting like 20 carries a game.
He's good, man. I mean, look, the Cowboys defense is bottom tier. But that outside stretch play in like the pistol formation, they love giving that ball to Bijan. Whether it's just a little handoff off to the right or left, obviously they usually go the weaker side of the defense, which worked I don't know how many times on Sunday. A little swing pass out of the backfield, whatever it is, man. He gets the ball around the line of scrimmage. He's taking it for 6 to 7 yards per play on average, I would say.
Like he has like the X factor first one free. It's
Right.
like the first defender that is ready to tackle him. He just does a little move and he gets 2 or 3 more yards. Drake London is injured sadly with a hip or a hip injury, but we're really starting to see like what Drake London could do with a good quarterback. So that's nice. Darnell Mooney is eating. Just this offense has finally come alive, dude, after years and years and years of just seeing like we drafted the stars. We see flashes of it, not like back-to-back good offensive performances, and we're starting to see that in Atlanta. So the offense is finally up and running.
Yeah, I totally agree. You guys are 6-3, and didn't you start 0-2? I know you lost week 1 at Pittsburgh, but
I don't think we started 0-2.
Well, either way, you guys are clicking. We just talked about how bad the Saints are. We talked about how bad the Panthers are. Like it's really a two-way horse race here with you guys and the Bucks. But I'm taking the Falcons, man. I mean, you guys beat them both times you played them.
Yeah,
so,
we're undefeated in
right. Like
division.
if you get down to the last game in December and by some crazy scenario where you guys are tied, you guys have both head-to-head matchups and probably the division for that matter too. You guys should not lose the division game this year. I mean, seriously. You beat the toughest one. I know you guys in the Saints usually have a back and forth, but depending on where they go from here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I did say, I mean, flashback like months and months ago when we kind of did a prediction for both of our teams. I said we got to sweep the Panthers, we got to sweep the Saints, and we at least got to take one out of two. The game in Atlanta against the Bucks, and we took one in Atlanta and then went down to Tampa and got the
close
other
one too.
Yeah, close one. Yeah, that was a little scary, but it's looking good, dude.
Yeah. Well, Kyle, let's shift to the negativity. What went down for the Dallas Cowboys? Well, the entire season has gone down for the Cowboys, and I've been saying this for weeks. This is not a good football team. This is a poorly coached football team. This is a poorly led football team. This is a very banged up and injured football team we saw on Sunday. Now Dak Prescott out several weeks, possibly headed to the IR, which means he would miss at least 4 games. CeeDee Lamb has that AC joint in his shoulder. That was, I mean, you watched the game. Every play he was getting banged up with his shoulder. This is a football team that is 29th in the NFL, averaging 7.8 penalties per game. So they're undisciplined. But what's new? They have Mike McCarthy as their head coach. Their rushing yards, I'm looking at it right now. It is terrible. I mean, Rico Dowdle has played almost every game and has a little over 300 yards rushing. The other running back, Ezekiel Elliott, didn't even make the game on Sunday because he has missed 3 straight mandatory Friday team meetings. Why are you missing practice on a Friday, Kyle? I understand if it's something like, all right, you miss a Tuesday. We saw Brandon Aubrey with the whole meme of the jury duty. That's fine in the middle of the week. You don't miss a Friday mandatory meeting.
No. Especially if you're a starter.
Right.
I mean, if you're a player on the roster, there's no excuse for you to miss a meeting like that, but you are the starting running back.
Right. I mean, they average less than 4 yards a carry. That can't get it going. Dak Prescott, he makes my blood boil every week. The red zone turnovers is a big problem. It's just the fact that they were in that game. This happens all the time. They did it against the Ravens. They did it against the Falcons. Like, they wait until the 3rd and 4th quarter to really show who's on their team. On paper, Kyle, I still think this is a good football team. On paper.
Oh, yeah.
You have an all-pro quarterback who just got paid all the money in the world. You have, in my opinion, a top 5 receiver. I think it's fair to say CeeDee Lamb is a top 5 receiver, if not better. Offensive line is a little new. That's fine. Decent tight end. Running backs, obviously, they're terrible. But I don't know, dude. The entire defense is banged up. Micah Parsons is out. DeMarcus Lawrence is out. Deron Bland was supposed to come back this week, but Cowboys couldn't cover a table with a tablecloth if they were given it. I don't know what to say. It's everything. The only hope I had that we can turn this down into an up is following in the New Orleans Saints footsteps and firing Mike McCarthy right now. We all know it's Jerry Jones' fault for the Dallas Cowboys right now. It is so crystal clear. Stevie Wonder could point that out. But it's everything. It's this entire domino effect of what started last season. After they get their asses whooped by the Packers, and he goes out in the press conference and he's saying all in, and then you fail to sign Derrick Henry, who is leading the NFL in rushing. And Kyle, that's the best rushing attack in the National Football League.
Easily.
I mean, he is the best. And the Ravens get him for less than $10 million. Jerry, you don't have $10 million to whip out? That was embarrassing. CeeDee Lamb should have been signed in March when Michael Pittman got the bag. Why are you waiting till August to sign your all-pro receiver? you need to lock him up very early because other teams could have snagged him. That he could have went everything could have gone sideways in that situation. And then you wait until the first week of this season to sign Dak Prescott to the highest contract any player in NFL history has received. The domino effect is terrible. And then a few weeks ago, he goes on threatening to take somebody's job on the weekly radio show he does in Dallas, Texas. It is Jerry Jones over and over and over again. And all of these actions are little pieces just forming into this big puzzle of, Jerry, you got to step up and take the blame here. Kyle, I had a pretty good conversation with some people this weekend, and they were telling me that these were all Washington fans. So I'm like, all right, I'm sick of you people, but I'm gonna hear you out. They were saying that take the Commanders, dude. They had a awful owner, and what did they do? They forced him out the door. They did everything in their power to kick him out. Now you have a brand new ownership group, I should say. You have top to bottom in the entire organization, new pieces everywhere. You found your franchise quarterback. If Dan Snyder is the owner of the Commanders this year, he would have taken Drake May. Agree or disagree?
Yeah,
he would have taken Drake May. But you look, they found their franchise quarterback. They found their head coach, which they stole from the Cowboys, which I'm pretty pissed off. But they have an identity, and they're 7-2. Not to mention that we were talking about earlier how before we started this, you were saying how are the Eagles 6-2? Dude, they have the Cowboys, Kellen Moore, who is the offensive coordinator, and that offense looks pretty good. With Saquon is ridiculous. AJ Brown, he's banged up, but they're still putting up numbers and scoring points. So it's all these pieces from the Cowboys. They go other places, and they have extraordinary success. It's pretty clear what the issue is here.
I've always said the second Jerry steps down from the Cowboys is when y'all will see real success. I mean, for as long as we've been alive, dude, it's just been like divisional round, wild card, divisional, just over and over and over again. And there's been games where y'all should have went to the NFC Championship. The Packers in 2016, Packers back in Cowboys Packers is 2017, 2016. When was Tony Romo? 2014?
It was 2014 and then 2016 because it was Romo the year they went 12-4. That was the DeMarco Murray, Romo, Des Bryant, Jason Witten with that amazing offensive line. You had Sean Lee on the other side of the ball. Like everything went right, and then the bozo of a call. I still stand by that. And then 2 years later, right? You go the next year, 2015, they went 4-12. It was just a weird year. Romo went down, injuries banged up. Then you go out 2016, you have a young Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, best duo in the league. Both rookies, lead them to 13-3, their best record in I don't know how many years. You go into the playoffs and you lose to a game-winning kick in Dallas, Texas. And then you go 2017, where they lose to the Rams in the playoffs. Right? It's just like they can't get it right, man. These last 3 years have been so painful to see a team go 12-5 in the regular season, have all this success, riding high into January, and then they just fall on their face, flat on their face. Even against the 49ers, man, that was a really good offense. The Cowboys give up 19 points to them. And how many points did they score? 9. It makes absolutely no sense to me. It's ridiculous how things have happened. I mean, there's a lot of talk around, the script and how everything is scripted and stuff. Ain't no way whoever's making these scripts up there is like, yo, let's have the Cowboys suck for 25 years, because this will be amazing. And what, they're going on 30 pretty soon. Dude, Kyle, they're not going anywhere. I mean, I'm on vacation during the Super Bowl because my team's not going to be there, or at least I know. Like, I know now, right? It's just like winter came early. Winter came early. The Cowboys are already done. I don't know. I think that wraps up the what went down for the Dallas Cowboys. But it's frustration, man. It's frustration.
Hey, dude, I was the same way last year, man, when we had Osama bin Laden as our head coach.
Who,
Where
by the way, is not looking terrible in Pittsburgh. I mean, I know you
no,
said
he's honestly looking pretty decent in Pittsburgh. I mean, that offense is still absolutely atrocious,
but they're better. They're building.
Yeah, they're better.
They're building.
They're better. But with that, dude, I know your pain. It's like Arthur Blank is I think he's a billionaire. I don't know. He owns Home Depot, or he helped found.
He's got to be easily.
He has just ties to a bunch of big businesses, and off season, dude, it's like he doesn't pull the trigger on like anything.
The last like major, and I'm talking like major signing the Cowboys had was Amari Cooper all those years ago. And even that was like not the biggest move. I mean, yes, he helped. It was an amazing trade, but like I just see teams like the Eagles, the 49ers, right? The Ravens. That's another one. Like during this time of year where the trade deadline is happening, they go out and get players. The Rams a couple years ago, they went out and got better players to stack up their defense.
They bought a Super Bowl.
They did, but you know what? They didn't. They were smart. Like they did it at the trade deadline, and they made moves. Like I don't care if the Cowboys win a Super Bowl, and the whole world says that they bought it, like the Los Angeles Dodgers. Because you know what, Kyle? I still have the sense of pride that my team actually did something other than like choke in the playoffs.
Yeah, imagine having a 28-3 lead.
Yeah, that's different. But I don't know. I was gonna say I might take that over, but if that was the Cowboys in that situation, I would still be getting text messages to this day, almost a decade later, of that happening. So.
Yeah, but dude, it's always funny hearing you just go on your Cowboys rant because, dude, you're probably one of the biggest Cowboys fans I know, and my dad is a Cowboys fan. Roger Staubach was like his hero back in the day, and he doesn't like go on rants about this. Like your rants just kill me, dude.
Well, I'm glad somebody's enjoying them because I don't like doing them, man. I don't like doing them, but hey, if it's for entertainment purposes.
Because Sunday night after the game, I sent you the Kirko meme.
Yeah, with the chains. I was like, dude, nah, this is
and
rough.
You said, we got to record on Tuesday. So, I don't know, dude. It's always funny. But, guys, that's going to do it for today's episode. It was good, dude. I mean, baseball's done. Basketball. We'll probably get heavy into basketball once that playing tournament comes around here in a few weeks.
College football.
We do need to tap into more college football.
Stay tuned. Might be coming up with Gabe this upcoming week.
Yes. Need to
because dude, his picks, man. Picks been pretty solid for Gabe. So
hell yeah. Big games this weekend. We'll probably talk about it in the next episode. But if you guys enjoyed today's episode, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out all of our social medias down in the description below. We'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.